Number 3. The misunderstanding. Again, a lot of romances use this. You get this in Shrek. You get this in The Wedding Singer. You get it in 40 Days, 40 Nights. It's that scene where that couple, that's been fighting throughout the entire movie, trying to prove to you that, no, they're not going to fall in love. And then there's that chance, maybe they will. And then the misunderstanding that has them go to their corners, think they hate each other, and they just mope. They do nothing but mope. And it's so boring. We've seen it so many times again. And they play the pop song. They play the guitar song. And you just want to... It's not a cliche I'm very fond of because it's supposed to be the area where it creates drama. This is the drama now. And what's going to happen? We know what's going to happen. We know exactly what's going to happen. One of them's going to realize they were an idiot, or they're both idiots. Moulin Rouge was guilty of this too. And at some point they're going to take a chance. And even though logically it makes no sense, they're going to go to that person they love and they're going to confess their love. But wait, time's running out. Oh, we better hurry. If only that misunderstanding didn't happen. We don't need those misunderstandings. Just show a couple in love. Just show real problems that happen. I think that's what bothers me about these cliches, is that if they happened more in real life, maybe they would work. But they don't. They're so contrived. And this is one that always gets to me, and just every time it happens, it just halts the movie. It just stops it. And you sort of get that Avatar also with, they're trying to tell him that, the big bad humans are coming. Oh, really? Aren't you the big bad humans? Oh, well, and they don't listen. That's the other thing that falls under there. They don't listen. It's one side not listening to the other and just we know what we're doing, go in there. So it's sort of a mix between the misunderstanding and the not listening. That really gets to me. It's so tired. I'm so tired. Number 2. The liar revealed. This is also everywhere. You see it in A Bug's Life. You see it in Rango. You see it in Wedding Crashers. It's when a character lies about who he or she really is, which that's not bad because that creates comedy, or that creates something interesting, someone who's acting like something they're usually not. That's fine. I have no problem with that because you can get very creative with that. It's when the people find out who the person really is. Chicken Run did this too. It's a big thing in kids' films, I realized. They find out who the person really is, and because of that, they don't trust him. They're just like, get out of here, we don't need you anymore. And the person feels bad and walks away sad. Again, kills the movie for like 10, 20 minutes. It just stops, and you just get moping. I'm sick of moping when it's not needed. If it's for a good reason, that's great, but when it's not, it's so obnoxious. And they usually go in again. They realize something. Wait a minute, I may not really be this, but in a way, I am. I'm going back there to save the day. And they usually have to convince the person of something, which usually takes a while. So that really gets me, because again, and I hate it when a movie starts off that way with the character lying, and everybody believes it, because it's gonna lead to that. And even though some of the stuff going on may be funny, you're just constantly going, just get to that scene already, because I don't want to go through it. I just want to get over with as fast as possible. So now there's 2 movies that did variations on that were very, very good. One was King's Speech, which I don't want to give too much away, but one character finds out something about the other character, and you think, okay, now they're gonna leave each other, now they're gonna do whatever, and they just realize, who gives a shit? And they keep going. That was great. That was a great testament to, the film and the friendship and all that stuff. More of that, please. That was wonderful. And then another scene that is something very similar was in Bullfinger. But there's a scene where Heather Graham, which Steve Martin sleeps with Eddie Murphy, calls her aside and says, we can't be going out anymore. She says, why? He says, you slept with another man. She said, so? He says, I never thought of that. And they stay together. Hilarious. That's great writing. Just wait to, say, hey, this thing that we give you every single fucking movie? We're not going to do that. We're going to turn it into a big joke. And yeah, it makes the character look a little selfish, but he was selfish already. So that's great. I love it when people take these stupid cliches and they do something different with it. So yeah, that... like I said, when a movie starts with that, I get so annoyed because I know what's coming, I know it's gonna drag, so please stop that. Get new stories. It can be about a liar, just stop having that moment where it kills the movie for that couple of minutes. And the number one cliche that drives me totally insane is the bully. God, where do I start with this? It. Let Me In. Wedding Crashers. Every Adam Sandler movie. These are the bullies that are not interesting, they're not fun, they're not developed, they're not funny, they're just there as a tool. They're just a tool to get the plot going in the direction to, you know, fill all the other cliches that we just talked about. These are literally the guys that make pretty much every other cliche I just talked about happen. I wouldn't mind if they made him funny. A good example is in Happy Gilmore. That bad guy was funny. There's a scene where he's like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. And he's like, you eat pieces of shit for breakfast? And he's, no. It's like, that's funny. If you make them stupid, that's funny. If you make them almost aware of it, like actually Jack Black in some of these movies as well, like Neverending Story 3 and Airborne. He's actually kind of funny because he knows he's a stereotype. He knows he's a character. He has fun with it. Nelson, that's a great bully. Again, he's aware that he's this stereotype and they poke fun with it. They make it that he's having fun. These bad guys never look like they're having fun. They never look like they're interesting. You don't want to know about them. They're just a plot device. And they don't say funny things. They don't do interesting things. They're not complex. Villains are very interesting characters, you know, like the Disney villains. Yeah, a lot of them don't have much motivation, but they're so charming, and they're so delicious, and they're enjoying what they're doing. The main villain from Inglourious Bastards, not Hitler, the other guy, you know, the guy who, you know, is always smiling and always so happy. God, was he evil, but he was having so much fun. Alex from A Clockwork Orange, one of the worst people on the earth. And he's our hero, and we sympathize with him because he's just so damn fascinating. He has this lust for life. So, you know, again, I don't mind villains in movies, just do them well. Don't make them just bullies. Don't make them these cardboard cutouts that are just there to be jerks. They have no backstory. This is the element I see ruining a lot of movies so much, is just the bully, because all the other cliches spawn from that. And, like, I was just watching the other day, I was watching Kiki's Delivery Service. That's a Miyazaki film. It's an awesome film. You know what happens in that movie? A witch goes to a town, and she just lives her life. You know what? That's pretty fucking interesting. You didn't need a bully. You didn't need a misunderstanding. You didn't need, you know, this kooky romance. Well, there was sort of a romance, but it worked, because they were kids, and that's how kids really act. And, I think if there's anything I'm trying to get across with this video to none of the filmmakers who are watching this, but just film in general, is that you don't always need to rely on these story cliches. It's sometimes just let a movie play out. Just show us a life. You know, show us something that somebody has to do. Show what the hell is that movie everybody hated? I thought it was kind of good. Marley and Me. I know it sounds stupid, but I like that movie because, hey, here's a couple, they get a dog, and here's their life. You know what? That's interesting. It was a big hit because they didn't need all those other stupid friggin' cliches. You know, it's just, here's a life. It was a life. I'm sorry. So, well, I really ranted a lot on this. So, sorry, I guess I really wanted to get these cliches out. A lot of people don't seem to see these cliches as much, or they don't point them out. They point out more obvious ones. So, hopefully these cliches will just get less and less as more people wake up and they stop seeing films that are having these cliches. Sometimes you can work around them. Like I said, I like Wedding Crashers despite those horrible cliches. And there's other movies I like. They're just so tiring to me and I'm just so done with them. I don't know if you feel the same. Maybe you can list some other cliches that just drive you nuts. Ones that people don't seem to notice for some reason. Because there's obviously a lot out there. These are just the ones that really get under my skin. So, guys, I hope you enjoy my ranting. I know a lot of people really like to hear what I hate in a movie, probably more than what I like. So, I hope you had a lot of fun. I'm going to take a great big breath because I'm running out of air because I was getting so angry there. So, yeah, guys, thanks so much. See you around.